Hi guys, it's Heather from the Foot and Nail Institute, and I'm going to be talking about an E-File Vacuum today. And so what an E-File Vacuum is something that you can use in conjunction with your E-File. If you are a nail technician or a foot care nurse or a podiatrist, you may be providing services utilizing an E-File. And a lot of times when we use an E-File, what happens is a lot of dust and debris can occur as a result of using our E-File on our patients, whether we are working with fungal nails or just regular nail surfaces that don't have any fungus, or if we're working on patients with acrylic, or patients that have, thickened corns or calluses or thick, rough heels. A lot of times when you're working on those types of surfaces, you will get a lot of dust and debris that goes up into the air, and as a result, you're breathing that in and your patient or client is breathing that in as well. And so I created the Foot and Nail Institute E-File Vacuum to help cut down on the dust that happens while we're working on our patients. And so I'm going to go over the different types of E-Files that this works with. There may be more, but the main component that you need to focus on is this steel tip here. The circumference of it is only so big. And so I am going to talk about the two E-Files that I use the most, that I know this works with. And there may be others out there in the marketplace, but I obviously have not tested this with all of the E-Files that are out there on the market. Obviously I'm not going to go through all of that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I use this E-File in conjunction with my E-Files that I utilize in my foot care clinics. So I have the Kupa Manipro Passport, and this E-File is available on Kupa.com. And the handpiece that I use with this E-File Vacuum is the KP60 handpiece. Again, it's the KP60 handpiece, okay? And so it looks just like that. And then the other E-File that this works with is the Medicool ProPower Pack 20,000, and so that's the box. That's available at Medicool.com, and again, it's the ProPower 20,000, and so that handpiece looks like this, okay? And so these are the two handpieces that I've utilized with this E-File Vacuum. You can try it with whichever kind of E-File you already own, but if you are looking to buy one, I would recommend one of these if you want to use our E-File Vacuum in conjunction with that. All right, let's go over the vacuum itself. So obviously, I've already discussed the steel tip here that is going to go over top of your E-File handpiece. And so basically, it's going to go over the handpiece, and it's going to be like that. Now, when we attach this, we notice that it's loose, and this is not going to be really effective when we're providing our foot care services, because we don't want to be losing control of our handpiece due to trying to hold this on. So something that I have kind of created as a workaround hack for this is to add a layer of grip to that. And so with that, what I did was I bought Microfoam tape that you can get on Amazon. It's 3M Microfoam tape. We are going to cut 1.5 inches of this off, and we are going to wrap it around the base of our hand piece. Once we get our 1.5 inches already done, we're going to cut this piece in half because we don't need too much of it. And we are going to take our handpiece, and if you can notice here on our Kupa Manipro Passport KP60 handpiece, there are these little notches here right below the first silver base there. We're going to basically put our tape at the base of that, and we're going to go right around one time. All we want to do is meet up to the other end. We don't want to loop this around multiple times. We want one loop around, and that is it. If you find that you cut too much off and this is going over the other piece of the tape, go ahead and cut it off just to match it up and kind of have it kiss one another. And so that then holds this in place. And so it's not going to come off. It's snug. It's, it kind of adheres it to it. And so that's how I do that. So to show you what this looks like with a drill bit in, we're going to put our bit in, not too far, enough that we want it to stick out of here. And there you go. And so now this is going to stick on there, and we're gonna leave that on and take that off. We're gonna do the same exact thing with our Medicool, which we already had cut over here. Same thing, see this first little line, the base there? Line it right up with that. And go around one time. And I'll put a bit in there so you can see what that looks like. And like that. And so now we've got complete control over this. This is snug up against our E-File handpiece, and that's how that's going to work. The other features of the vacuum I'm going to go over as well. You obviously are going to get the tubing. This is 8 feet long, and this is perfect length for me to be able to work on my patients. I am a foot care nurse, and I do senior foot care clinics on my patients, and so they're right in front of me. And so even with utilizing this, I still wear a face mask with my patients. I've always worn a mask. I started my foot care business for seniors about 2010, and it was just something, you know, just being a nurse, I'm used to wearing that mask with these patients. So I was wearing the mask back then, and I still felt like, you know, that this added layer of protection to protect my patients, this was something that was necessary because I'm working in that dust field with my patients, and this was an added layer of protection to protect my patients from inhaling all of that dust and debris. And so on top of our E-File, or on top of our vacuum, we have the on-off switch. That will turn it on. Over here we have a regulator. That regulator is going to increase and decrease the amount of suction that you want with your vacuum. So if I'm working on a patient and they have thick fungal nails, or they've got the corns or the calluses, or if I was working with somebody that, you know, had acrylic on, you get a little bit more dust filled with those types of patients. And so in that case, a lot of times what we do is we may increase our E-File RPMs, and when we do that, it's kind of an automatic thing that you just get into the habit of increasing the suction with this. How high the suction is with this that you want is individual for you, and you can regulate that per your personal preference, okay? Obviously we have the plug that goes there, and then below is where we can change our HEPA filter. Obviously we would want to unplug it, but this is our HEPA filter. Inside your E-File vacuum, when you get one, I send you an extra HEPA filter. And so this is a standard bag that goes with the HEPA filter. And all you're going to do with that is attach it there. And that's it. When I empty this out, typically what I will do is I will take out the bag. Obviously it's going to be filled with nail dust, skin dust and such. I will get a Ziploc bag and I will put that bag inside the Ziploc bag, zip it shut, and then dispose of it that way. I don't just throw it in the trash because it can create a cloud of dust. I also wear a mask while I'm removing the bag, the dirty bag from this, just to kind of cut down on the airborne inhalation of everything. So that is the overview of the E-File vacuum. If you have any questions or concerns or thoughts or anything about it, please reach out to me at support@footandnailinstitute.com. And I hope this video helps you in your practice, whether you are a nail tech, podiatrist, or a foot care nurse. I hope this adds an extra level of protection for not only you, but your patient as well. And thanks for watching.